Welcome, folks. Welcome to another Let's Talk. I'm Black Templar, and what will be the topic today, you may ask? Well, if you read the thumbnail and the title, it's all about the predatory practices of, the games over the past, well, I would say roughly 20 plus years. Now, before we go any further, this video was meant to come out when, the new Blood Bowl Season Pass came out, and we saw how that Battle Pass went. However, as we all know, with the apology thing that's happened, that's not happening anytime soon, so we won't know how bad or good, Blood Bowl 3's Battle Pass is. However, that won't stop me from talking about, certain other, predatory practices that's happened over the years, and we're going to look at which have been, from the worst to the, less of evils. Now, I will get this out right here and right now. I'm not white knighting any of that crap because, to be honest with you, it's all predatory bullshit and it's disgusting. However, I do understand it is a business and they're trying to make money. So, I understand that. So, with that out of the way, let me give you a little bit of history about myself. You see, I've been gaming for a very long time. I mean, I was around during the time when, the PS1 era, heck, even the Mega Drive and Atari era, where, DLCs were not even a thing. Heck, there was no internet for the current things we have today. You see, whenever a game wanted to add new content to the old game, they would either do one or two things. Either do a remastering or a collector's edition, or they would do a, to put an example, Resident Evil 3 on the PS1. That was actually DLC content because, we'll see what happened with Jill. So basically, they would have to make a proper full game. And that was what it was like back in those days. But ever since the era of the Xbox, PS2, and this whole online thing, and PC as well, becoming more and more online, more and more of these predatory practices start to creep up. And this is a classic case of, wanting more content for games. But sadly, it has now evolved into this horrific practice we've been seeing time and time again with various means of this, disgusting practices. And I'm going to talk about from earliest to the current day, which ones were good, were done right, and which ones were bad. So do bear with me on that. So first off, let's go with the DLCs. DLCs, downloaded digital content. Well, where do we start from there? When DLCs first came around, where people could actually buy, get more content for their games like Mass Effect or Destiny or all that kind of games, it was a big thing. However, as time progressed, it just got badder and badder and badder in some cases. Some were downright insulting. To put one of the most insulting ones, I would say, would be, and this would not come as no surprise to anyone if they know about this, but the first one that comes to mind that was insulting was Evolve. Now, if you don't know what Evolve is, it was a game where either you or one of your friends was a monster, and there were four other hunters trying to chase you down and kill you. Why was it so bad, you may ask? Well, their DLC, they had over about 139 DLC. I am not joking you, but you know what all that DLC was? Cosmetic skins. All that was for cosmetic skins, and they classed as DLC. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a humongous insult to everyone. And it wasn't just, Evolve. There were others like it. Like, other games come to mind. Let's see, what game come to mind? There was another game that had such a horrific DLC that only lasted about a couple hours, and that was it. And the price tag was about nearly 20 quid. Now, keep in mind that's in British money. It might be different where you are in the world, but 20 quid for a 2-hour DLC, that's basically £10 an hour. That was bad. The only good DLC I can remember was the Mass Effect 2 DLCs, and believe it or not, the Dragon Age 1 DLCs. They were good DLCs because at least you had a character, you had longer storytelling, and it affected the game. Now, that to me is what a DLC should be. Now, nowadays DLCs are getting, well, they're still around, but they're just like not what they used to, like loads of content. It's like what they do nowadays with the content now is like, yeah, we just download it right away, and if you want to add the story pack, you've got to, you know, go through a certain phase that we had, which after DLC's debacle, we then went to season passes. Now, season passes have been around for a long time. They're just similar to the battle passes, but season passes were different. And one that comes to mind is the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now, their DLC, say season passes, were like, you bought the season and you got every digital content that was coming out for that season. Now, yes, it was hit and miss because some were like, you got a new character, new skins, and new stuff. Oh, another DLC that came into mind, and I think all you may remember this one, Street Fighter vs. Cross Tekken. Do you remember that one? The one that all the characters were already on the damn disc, and you had to pay DLC for them. And yet you could put them on they're already on the disc, and you just hack them, and boom, you had it. So yeah, that was the what I was thinking of as well. But yeah, that's what the season pass was. I mean, it's still used today. And to be honest, some season passes I feel are either they're hit and miss, but not always great, I'll be honest. And then we move on to the what I believe the worst of the bunch, the most disgusting, derogatory one of the bunch, an absolute insult to everybody's intelligence. That is loot boxes. Now, I'm gonna pick the one that's actually done it right with loot boxes, and this might shock a lot of people. The only ones that have done it right with loot boxes, in my opinion, was Overwatch 1. Yeah, that's right. Blizzard of all people got it right. Way they did it was right. Yeah, you could buy the coins, or you could just grind the game and get it, and even if you got a duplicate, no problem. We'll just turn that to coin for you, and then you can buy something else. They got it right. But who do you think got it wrong? Well, it should come as no surprise. Everything EA does. That's right. Let's look at EA's track record with these loot boxes, and their shameful display. Let's start with Mass Effect 3. The whole loot crate, absolute like craziness. It was like you had to get crates in order to get guns, characters, and all that. It was just ridiculous, and the amount of grind work you had to do was utterly ludicrous. What you had to do, it was just utterly ludicrous. And then you have the FIFA, Madden, all that loot crap. That was just absolute shameless. Like, I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, yes, you could grind it, but the amount of time you need to grind to get even a decent packs was utterly ludicrous. It just didn't value all the time you put in. And then, the creme de la creme of the ball, Star Wars. We all know how that went. Star Wars Battlefront 2. We all know how that went. It was so bad that even the governments had to get involved to say, hey, hang on, this is wrong, ill-practiced, this is gambling, which it was. And now, we've got EA now has to behave themselves, and let's be honest, their shenanigans has put them in such hot water with the fact that they've lost the FIFA license, which means now they can't do FIFA again, unless there's a new deal being made, which I'm not aware of. But they're gonna find some way to milk their cash cows, which will probably be most likely man will be turned to a proper cash cow now. But we'll have to wait and see on that. And then we move on to my view, the current fad, and that is battle passes. Now, battle passes, there are some good ones. I will admit there are some good ones. However, there's a lot of bad ones. And this is where Bubble 3 would also come in this bracket, because we don't know that at the moment. But let's look at the bad ones, shall we? Overwatch 2. Yeah, surprisingly, Overwatch got bloody loot boxes right, but they get a battle pass wrong. Now, they have improved the battle pass a bit without putting coins in the battle pass so you can get the coins to build up your reserves. But I think that's a little too late after 3 seasons and the game has kind of dipped quite a bit. So yeah, not great. And then you've got World of Tanks. Now, World of Tanks for me is a bit of a, how can I put it? It's an odd duck. But I understand it is a free-to-play game, and I understand, yes, you need gold coins, and the only way you're going to get gold coins is either through the pass, or get lucky with cards, or, complete quests. And don't get me wrong, 2,000 gold coins is attainable to some extent, but you have to do a lot of grinding and saving to get them, and to be honest, it can be a bit of a pain. But the best battle pass I have seen, well, there's 2, Fortnite and Sea of Thieves. Now, let's start with Fortnite. Most of Fortnite's battle passes are free. The only time they're not is if it's for exclusive characters, such as Street Fighter or crossovers. That's fine. They're exclusive. They've got to pay money to people to play. You got to pay money to get them so they can validate the crossover. And to be honest, I have no problem with things like that because it is a free-to-play game and you have to do it. However, the best one of the bunch is Sea of Thieves. Now, Sea of Thieves has 2 tracks. You have got the regular track and the premium track. Now, here's the good thing, right? You don't have to pay a penny to play it, play the season thing. All you have to do is just play the game. Play a game every day, and you get points towards getting stuff. And the good thing is the normal track is full of stuff like skins, tattoos, some clothing. Heck, even doubloons to help you buy stuff in the game. But also it gives you ancient coins. Now, ancient coins in Sea of Thieves is your real world currency. But in the game, you get about 250. That's not bad. That means play a few seasons and you're laughing. And this is why I'm a bit concerned about the Blood Bowl one as well, because we don't know how that's going to go yet. But like I said, we won't know that road until August. So until we reach August, we won't know if the Battle Pass on the Blood Bowl 3 is good or bad. But what do you think? Which one do you think is the worst predatory practice? Because to be honest with you guys, there is a lot on the table, and to be honest, some good, some bad, and some downright ugly. What do you think? Anyhow, folks, I'll catch you later.